Harbor Police Department, Robert J. Staub, John R. Melendez. Coconut Grove Police Department, Uber C. Paul. Constable District 3, John E. Dixon, Luther T. Hardison. Coral Gables Police Department, Francis Cy Guest, Homer C. Barton, Billy H. Steffens, Walter F. Stathers, Robert F. DeCourt, Louis Penna, Alfred W. Terranoni, Robert H. Bonnet. Drug Enforcement Administration, Nicholas Fragos, Charles H. Mann, Meredith Thompson, Sean E. Curl. Federal Bureau of Investigation, Jerry L. Dove, Benjamin P. Grogan, Ricky O'Donnell. Florida Department of Corrections, Bjorn T. Svensson, George Ramos, Tawana Marin. Florida Highway Patrol, Luther Paul Daniel, Owen K. Bender, Bradley S. Glasscock, Elmer C. Barnett, Alvin V. Kohler, Robert G. Smith, Patrick Ambrose. Fulford Police Department, Ralph G. Langworthy. Hialeah Police Department, Hugo M. Becker, Emilio F. Miyares, Pedro Canis. Homestead Police Department, Charles D. Bryant, William F. Brantley, Tony F. Koga. Miami Police Department, John R. Riblet, Frank A. Croft, Richard R. Marler, Lori L. Wever, John D. Marchbanks, Samuel J. Calloway, Albert R. Johnson, Jesse L. Morris, James F. Beckham, Augustus S. McCann, Sidney C. Cruz, John I. Brubaker, Robert L. Jester, Samuel D. Hicks, Patrick H. Baldwin, Wesley F. Thompson, John Millage, Johnny Young, Frampton P. Wickman Jr., James H. Brigman, Leroy LaFleur, John T. Burlington, Gerald E. Ferguson, Ronald F. McLeod, Roland J. Lane II, Victor Butler Jr., Edward F. McDermott, Nathaniel K. Broom, Jose R. De Leon, David W. Herring, Victor Estefan, William D. Craig, Osvaldo Canalejo, Carlos Santiago, William Williams, James Walker, George Sanchez. Miami Beach Police Department, David C. Bearden, Robert Boyle, William L. Nichols, Donald B. Kramer, John Copin, Robert E. Fitzpatrick, Scott R. Rayco, Larry Marrero. Miami-Dade Corrections and Rehabilitation Department, Dylan D. Brooke, Eva Mae Jones, Leonard Trudeau, Theodore J. Lozada, Rosa I. Echeverria. Miami-Dade Police Department, Rhett McGregor, Gustav A. Kaiser, Wilbur W. Hendrickson, Alan B. Henderson, William Z. Henderson, Charles R. Williams, Edward E. Fritz Jr., Jerome R. Christman, Earl L. Johnson, Carlos S. Studeville, Paul G. Anderson, Johnny E. Mitchell, Harrison Crenshaw Jr., Simmons Arrington, Frank Searcy, Clark H. Curlett, Frank K. D. Azevedo, Thomas A. Hodges Jr., William C. Cook, William F. Askew, Edward R. Young, Cheryl Weiner Seiden, Stephen O. Corbett, Robert L. Zor, Richard A. Bowles, David Stralkowski, Jose T. Gonzalez, Joseph P. Martin, Thomas J. Lease, Evelyn Gort, Carmen Gonzalez, Robert Vargas, Richard Wetland, Reuben I. Jones, Roberto L. Calderon, Randy R. Kugler, Nurza Rodriguez, Jose L. Somojano, Giovanni L. Gonzalez, Amanda Howarth, Roger Castillo, Henry McAllen, Jermaine Brown, Miami Springs Police Department, Charles B. Stafford, Miccosukee Police Department, Donald Thornberry, Stephen G. Greco, North Miami Police Department, Carl W. Mertez, Stephen E. Bauer, Lynette Hodge, North Miami Beach Police Department, Orestes J. Lorenzo, Opelika Police Department, Ephraim Brown, South Miami Police Department, Joseph O. Kephart, L. Daniel Schultz, Sweetwater Police Department, James M. Beasley, Jr., University of Miami Police Department, Michael D. McLean, U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, Ariel Rios, Eddie Benitez, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, George R. Sains, Jr., Dwight Blackman, Jr., Village of Key Biscayne Police Department, Theodore Zorski, West Miami Police Department, Leonard C. Tribble,